Happy Halloween! Today's very special episode, I'm going to be showing you 3 ways to spook your friends with only command blocks. So stay tuned and let's get scaring. Now the first of these spooky little effects you're going to be able to do is a pretty simple jump scare. Perfect for spooking your friends out of nowhere. Basically what this does, it's going to have an Enderman teleport right in front of you. It's going to scream and move the camera around. It's going to be shaking it. It's a perfect jump scare. Kind of a Five Nights at Freddy's-esque jump scare. Maybe you guys can use it for that. But it's also just really fun for scaring your friends. So pretty simple here. We do have some scoreboards. So one thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to type this command into chat right here. Camera dummy. Type that into chat. And what you're going to see here is we are using a little camera. If you can see on the side, we're using a scoreboard to control the camera. Basically, when the timer runs up, the Enderman dies and the camera gets reset. And all you actually have to do to scare someone like this is just give the player the tag scare. So you could have your friends be walking around. You don't even have to have it on a command block. You can just type this into chat and just out of nowhere just scare your friends. So perfect for that. So what we're going to be doing is whenever we detect a player with the tag scare, we're going to summon an Enderman 5 blocks in front of the player, and we're going to make sure that Enderman is angry right at the start. That way we get this whole screaming particle animation that he does with his mouth. Next up, we're going to be basically teleporting the player to be looking at the entity. Now this makes it look at the feet, so the next command that we're going to have here is just going to make it look up, so that way it's going to be looking at the player's head. This way, if the player's in survival, they're going to get a slightly better experience, and I will show that off real quick. Because we're going to have those layered sounds of what happens when the Enderman stares at you. So the Enderman's actually going to become aggressive if the player's in survival, so a little bit extra to it, which I think is fun. Next up, we're going to set the player's camera score to 10. Pretty simple. And after that, we're going to remove the scare tag from the player. We do have a repeating command here that is just going to be teleporting the scare entity in place. That's all we're doing right here. That's the Enderman, by the way. Just make sure he doesn't move around. Then, I should mention, this is on a 5-tick delay. We're going to be removing one camera score from the player. So this is going to make it so the timer slowly ticks down. Then all we're going to be doing here, I know this looks like a lot, just copy how you see it on screen. This is basically going to make sure that the camera of the player is looking right into the face of the Enderman. Then once the score has ran out, we're going to just clear the camera. That way the player's back to their normal view. A couple other things we're going to be doing is we're going to kill the Enderman after we run this scare effect. This command is optional. If you want the Enderman to stay and actually attack the player after jump scaring them, you don't have to do this command. Next up, we're going to be playing an additional sound. This makes sure it works in creative. There is already a sound in survival, and you guys saw the double layered effect. This is technically optional, but if you're maybe using this on someone in creative, it's not a bad idea to have this one. This, like I said, just extra sound. Additionally, we just have the camera shake. This is just going to make it so, as if you guys see, when I give myself the tag, you can see how the camera shake kind of adds to it. You can adjust this, of course, if you want to make the shaking more intense. Make this 0.5 higher. If you want to make it less, make it lower. Once again, it's optional, but it does add a lot to it. The next one is, I guess, a little bit more of a prank than just a jump scare, but it definitely will work as a jump scare, and that is going to be the diamond block trap. So imagine you see this, just a little diamond block innocently sitting there. You think you're in survival. I will just bring out my wooden pickaxe, go over here and mine it. Boom, instant explosion. Now, of course, you guys saw that knocked me back. If I were in survival, that probably would have killed me, at least since I'm not wearing any armor. Basically, all we're doing is we're summoning an Endermite that's going to be right there where the block is. As soon as the block is gone, it is going to blow up. Now, I currently have mob griefing off so that it doesn't destroy anything. But if I fly a little bit away from this village, and I do game rule mob griefing true, you're going to see that when I actually destroy these things, it's going to destroy terrain. One of the cool little features is because the Endermite is detecting when the block is destroyed, if you have a whole bunch of these in a row, it is actually going to chain between all of these blocks in a really cool explosion. That's pretty instant, so that's pretty fun to do. But other than that, I'm going to keep mob griefing off, not mog griefing, and show you guys the commands. So first of all, the Endermite is named Trap. It also is going to get the tag Trap. Now it's only going to get the tag Trap when it gets armed. So when it spawns in, it's obviously not going to be inside of a diamond block, so we don't want it to blow up instantly. Therefore, we actually going to set the diamond block down on the Endermite. Then, after we do that, we're going to give the thing with the name Trap the tag Trap. That means the diamond block is armed and ready to explode. So we're also going to be running these stop sounds that are going to make it so you can't hear the Endermite as well, although you guys probably heard in the recording. You still can hear the Endermite a bit, but maybe it's a bit of a fair warning, and certainly if a player isn't ready for it, that noise isn't going to make them think it's a trap. Next up, we're going to make sure the Endermite is always TPing itself in place, it's not moving around. We're going to give it regeneration so it's not dying of suffocation. And we're also going to give it slowness. Once again, this just makes sure it doubly can't move around. Obviously, the TP should be enough, but in case for some reason there's some weird loading stuff where the TP stops working, the slowness will make sure that the Endermite can't move. So that's all pretty simple. The final commands is just this. We're checking out the trap. Is it armed? And is there not a diamond block where it is? If so, it's going to summon an ender crystal that is going to instantly explode. Once again, if mob griefing is on, it will destroy blocks. If it's off, it will just kill stuff without destroying blocks. So keep that in mind however you want to use this. And finally, the last command, probably the scariest command in this entire video, is one command block and one structure block. All you have to do is give yourself the tag job. Whoop. And all of a sudden, you guys hear that? Hear that sound? It fills your entire inventory with job applications. Like I said, this is probably the easiest way to scare your friends, because it is just going to spam their inventory with job applications. Obviously, we know job applications are some of the scariest things that exist in the real world, and this is just guaranteed to frighten your friends. So, how do we do it? Pretty simple. We take a structure block, we make sure it's just 1 by 1 by 1, and we put a structure void here, and the reason we do that is that way it's not destroying the blocks. Like if I was here, it wouldn't destroy this glass, it would only spawn in the item. Then all you gotta do is take a piece of paper, bring it over to an anvil, type job application in the name, throw this John into the structure block, and then click save with the structure job. Then all we do is go over to a command block, and for anybody that has the tag job, we're going to load this structure right on top of them. Like I said, this is just going to fill their entire inventory with job applications, which is guaranteed to scare them witless. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Happy Halloween. Also, if you guys need help, join the Discord and leave a comment, but you'll probably get more help if you join the Discord. Alright, goodbye.